All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rawchaa Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. It's the brother Rawchaa from Great Millstone, Dallas. And I just got a quick hit, that was inspired by breaking bread with the Akim. You know what I'm saying? We have group chats and all these different things, and brothers be throwing out precepts and thoughts and Hebrew words of the day, real edification builders, through the Spirit. I was breaking bread with the brother Karab out in Miami, in GS Miami. You know what I'm saying? And one of his phrases that he likes to use, to get brothers going in the morning, he likes to say more spirit, less flesh. And that's one of those things, one of those phrases that you hear, that the brother put out there, that it sticks with me. It puts me in the mind frame of these precepts. So I wanted to get Romans chapter 8, verses 1 through 8, I think. Yeah. Verses 1 through 8, as an exhortation to the Akim, man. With us being in the times that we living in, being closer to the end, it would behoove us to be more on point than not. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get straight to it. I'm on the road, of course. So, safety first. Lord willing, this will be edifying and exhorting to the Akim, man. And moving forward, the phrase that we want to use, I presented at the end. But, it was a phrase that I was able to put together in the Hebrew, being that our words are more effective when they're spoken in our true tongue. So, like I said, this was inspired through breaking bread with the Akim. The brother Karab out in Miami uses a beautiful phrase that we should all live by, man. Why? Because he got it through the scriptures, which is more spirit and less flesh. So here we go. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 1. It says, There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. You see? And what's pleasing to the Heavenly Father is somebody that's able to come out of the world and be able to deal more spiritually than flesh. You have several examples throughout the scriptures. One that comes to mind of more spirit, less flesh is when Yahweh Shai was tempted by Satan in Matthew chapter 4. You see? And being that this is a quick hit, I'm just going to call some things out that your brothers can look up on your own. But Matthew chapter 4 is a very good example of more spirit, less flesh. It says, For the law of the spirit of the life of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai had made me free from the law of sin and death. You see? And having that, being able to be spiritual in certain situations, understanding that it was impossible for us to keep the laws anyway, you have to understand that when you do fall, the grace and mercy through the sacrifice that Yahweh Shai made is your only way out. You see? So when you understand spiritually that your flesh is going to suffer, then it will behoove you to boost up your spirit. Why? By getting into these precepts and getting into the understanding. Right? It says these things that were written aforetime were written for our learning, so that through the faith and the comfort of the scriptures we might have hope. And that's Romans 15 and 8. That's Romans 15 and 4. It says, For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through flesh, which it was on us, the law is perfect, but we blew it. You see? And that's what makes Yahweh Shai perfect. He was able to walk through the flesh. He was able to walk through the spirit in sinful flesh, just like we were not able to do, proving that it could be done. You see? All right. It says, The Most High sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemn sin in the flesh. You see? So Yahweh Shai being able to be that unblemished lamb and make that sacrifice gave us that covering that we need, knowing that we wasn't going to be able to pull the same thing off until our bodies are changed and glorified. But he was able to conquer that situation through his sacrifice by being spiritual when your flesh wanted to do otherwise. An example that comes to mind of that, more spirit, less flesh, was when the Lord was in the Garden of Gethsemane. You see? The Lord was in the Garden of Gethsemane, and his flesh didn't want to get up on that cross, man. But his spirit manned up. And through that sacrifice, we all can be delivered, man. You see? All right. Verse 4. All right, verse 4. It says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us. See, the righteousness of the law was fulfilled in Yahushua. Why? Because he was able to keep those laws without going off, man. You know? Who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. You see? And even though we in this flesh, we still walk after the spirit. So that's why we able to do things like turn the other cheek, which is meaning, according to the law, you're supposed to put homosexuals to death right there on the spot. You see? But according to the spirit, you know what I'm saying? If you put a homosexual to death and go to jail, it's gonna be hard for you to preach the word. You see? So understanding that the law is not slack, you understand that the Lord is gonna do the dealing. The Lord say the vengeance is his. So you walk through the spirit and you just send up those curses when you see that wickedness, man, and you let the Lord handle it. That's how you judge by the law according to the spirit. You see? You know that being a judge, you're going to have to execute the law. But being that we in captivity and we can't execute the law, our best bet is to send those complaints up to the ultimate judge so he can send out those spirits that be created for vengeance, that be made to appease the wrath of him that made them. Going to Sirach 39 and 28. You see? And you have to be able to tie all these things together spiritually, man. You know? Verse 5, it says, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. You see? So if it's in your heart or if it's in your spirit to want to save the white man and to want to do this and to want to love everybody, that's what your flesh want to do, man. But you know good and well, shit, half them people that's talking about they want to save Edomites, the only reason they saying that is because they think that's what the Lord wants. But if you don't walk through the spirit and get into this understanding, man, you're not going to know what the Lord wants, man. And you can be sincerely wanting the Lord's will to play out, but if you don't know what the will of the Heavenly Father is, you're going to be shocked when it goes down. You see? It says, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit, you know? So you want to mind the things after the spirit. You see? The flesh has already done its damage. The damage is already done according to the flesh, man. You see? Your flesh, all our flesh is way past far gone, man. It's our spirits that's going to make it out of this place, man, if the Lord decides to deliver you. You know? Verse 6, it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. You see? So if you know that being carnally minded is death, I would suggest you look up the word carnally, you know? And I would suggest that you look up the word spiritually. You know? Because you can't do both. You have to find that balance. And the only way to find that balance is through the scriptures, man. Through his precepts, through his commandments. You see? And that's just how it works. Verse 7. It says, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can it be. That's what I'm saying, man. The flesh is going to always lose to the law, man. Why? Because the law tells you the things that you can and can't do, man. And the things that we can't do, we live in a society where those things are pushed, man. You see? All the things that I'm saying, just take the 10 Commandments, for example, man. If you just take the 10 Commandments alone, you could judge the world with that, man, and it'll be mass death for people going the hell off, man. You know? Verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. You see? If you living in this flesh, man, if you let this flesh get the best of you time and time again, man, the Most High is furious with you, man. So you know what? Just like the brother Karab out in Miami said, man, you know, more spirit, less flesh. The way that you would say that in the Hebrew is Rawchaa, Rab, Bashar, mait. Rawchaa, which is spirit. Rab is more, you know what I'm saying, or much. And then you have Bashar, which is flesh. And then mait is less or little, you know. So, Lord willing, Lord willing, this phrase will stick with all of us, man. I'm going to try through the Spirit to end my lessons using this, man, after the salute. You know? So with that, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rawchaa Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the elect. You know? Rawchaa Rob, Bashar mait Akim. More spirit, less flesh, brothers. Shalom.